As a lifelong fan of both anime and cinema, I find myself deeply intrigued by the comparison between Chronicle and the iconic Japanese animated masterpiece, Akira. Having grown up watching both, I can't help but see the parallels in their their themes, storylines, and visual styles. For years, a live action version of the iconic manga Akira has been held up in pre production, um, but an outstanding unofficial adaptation emerged more than a decade ago. The film industry, particularly Hollywood, has long attempted to launch a live action Akira movie following Sony Pictures' acquisition of the original comic book rights in the 1990s. Um, Throughout the years, various directors, such as Stephen Norrington, Blade, and Gary Whitta, have been linked with the project. Notable directors like Jordan Peele and George Miller have declined opportunities to helm a remake of Akira. The prospect of a live action Akira film came closer than ever to materialization when Taika Waititi agreed to direct it following Thor Ragnarok. He collaborated with Michael Kalamko on the script, and a release date was set for May 21st, 2021. However, after he shifted his focus to Thor Love and Thunder and then Clara and the Sun, uh, the project was temporarily halted again. Although there's hope that Waititi may revisit Akira in the future, um, it appears that an ideal live action adaptation of Akira already happened back in 2012. Chronicle 2012 was heavily inspired by Akira. In their Chronicle is another YA sci-fi thriller about a telekinetic teen pursued by the government in a fresh twist on the superhero genre. Josh Trink's 2012 film debut, titled shares some similarities with the anime masterpiece. The narrative of centers around an adolescent character named Tetsuo Shima, who gains telekinetic abilities following a motorcycle accident. Similarly, in the protagonist is a teenager named Andrew Detmer, who discovers his telekinetic powers upon encountering a glowing crystalline object hidden in the woods with his friends. Both Tetsuo and Andrew subsequently embark on a destructive path following their newfound abilities, while their companions attempt to persuade them to turn away from darkness. But what's really become in the process of displaying their extraordinary abilities to the world, uh, both Tetsuo and Andrew find themselves. Uh, the elusive Tetsuo is chased down by the formidable forces of the Neo Tokyo military complex, a dystopian powerhouse within the vast metropolis of the future. On the other hand, Andrew faces the relentless pursuit of the Seattle Police Department. Uh, in essence, Chronicle can be seen as a modern, realistic take on the classic anime Akira Den. Max Landis' direction for Chronicle was heavily influenced by Carrie and the Fury, two supernatural thrillers directed by Brian De Palma about teenagers with telekinetic powers. But ultimately, he drew most inspiration from Akira. Uh, um, Chronicle may be the closest thing we'll get to live action. Akira, um, the Akira remake keeps getting delayed. Uh, Given the persistent delays in the remake of the movie, it's it's possible that could be the closest we get to a live action adaptation of a. The film is a superhero thriller revolving around a teenager who develops telekinetic powers, veers towards darkness, and needs rescue by his childhood friend. Much like with its unique visual style. The use of Anders' video diary to tell the story also gives a distinct visual character. Uh, what the ideal live action Akira adaptation should look like. The best live action Akira movie would maintain the vibrant visuals of the anime and not whitewash the cast. But it could be pointed out that there's a case against making a live action version of, as the original anime is widely considered a flawless portrayal of its narrative. Furthermore, past attempts at converting animated classics into live action have often resulted in less appealing and lower quality stories. Nevertheless, despite this trend, Hollywood has persisted in considering a live action for over 3 decades. Given that a live action adaptation appears inevitable, there are several crucial aspects it must nail to be successful. As a fan, I understand Hollywood's inclination to adapt Akira for an American audience. However, the essence of Akira lies deeply rooted in Japan's history, particularly the events of World War II, the atrocities committed by Unit 731, and the devastating impact of the atomic bombings have significantly shaped the original story of Akira. Proposing a shift to the backstory of 9/11 attacks might seem appealing, but it would necessitate so many alterations that the essence of Akira could be lost, making it more like a completely new story, such as Chronicle. And one of the biggest concerns about a Hollywood remake of has been that it would be whitewashed. Based on the actors who have been linked to the remake over the years, from Chris Evans to Garrett Hedlund to Joseph Gordon-Levitt, those concerns seem valid. The remake needs to stay in Japan and cast Japanese actors. Above all, a live action version of a new physical will be disinfected over time. Would need to maintain the vibrant visuals of the anime building. It's an aesthetically stunning movie, and any remake can't afford to wash out the colors or flatten the style.